What is up, guys? Wraith here, Graybearded Gaming Society, and it's time to do some testing. So as you guys saw in my brief little intro there, we went and bought the highest level range spell that we could have, which is Firestorm. So we're going to fire this off at Mr. Cayman. To launch that. I mean, not bad. He said the root broke, which is to be expected, but he definitely took a lot of damage. Because basically what we're doing here, for those who don't know, is we are going off of pro tip from our last video from Seth Chitosky, who was like, all right, what you need to be doing is, you know, rooting these things down, running the rain spell, and hitting your other nukes at the same time. You get a lot of damage in a short period of time, and the rain spells are pretty efficient. So this thing is 62 mana, 28 damage per wave. So basically, just by itself, if the 3 waves land... Ooh, Sand Giant? Alright, so I think, yeah, some big kids got the Sand Giant, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, just if the one lands, right, we're already talking about, of course, 20, 30, 60 plus 24. So, I mean, it's really, really good damage. When you add in, you know, the extra 24 damage, it could be all the way up into the 80s for 62 mana, which is very, very efficient, which is nice. And as he pointed out, and we just demonstrated there, even though not very cleanly, was you can fire that off and then do other nukes while the rain is raining down on them, so you can get in a lot of damage in a very short period of time. So thank you, Seth, for the pro tip. We will be practicing that some this evening and seeing how we do. So here, we've got another volunteer right there. Ooh, that guy's green to us now. Apparently the Cayman have turned green, so let's find... That guy'll do. Let's do us another test here. So root him to the ground. Make sure we stay far enough back so we don't nuke ourselves with this thing. And then fire off another spell in there. And it looks like we got a couple resist that time, which is kind of boo. Kind of boo. But still, again, not horrible. We'll handle this guy with our... Wow! With our big blast there. And obviously, one thing, it would pay to be efficient with our spells, making sure we're not just blasting off the biggest thing we possibly can every single time. But I think with a little bit of practice, I think it'll do us well. But we're going to sit here and med back up for a little while, find some targets to practice this on, and see how we do. So stick around, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes.
so that was a very narrow escape. And of course, earlier we actually didn't pull off the escape. So what we found out, like I said, we've been test driving, I should say, dropping the range spell down. And I remember, like, it took a minute to kind of remember. I actually had to look back at one of my older videos. We had messed around with it really early on, like one of the first tiers, just because of the efficiency of the spell. Like, if everything goes well, it's actually a very efficient spell. The problem that we find, that we're still kind of finding here, is we still do get a handful of resists, but the mana is still not too bad on the spell. I mean, if I can get these to separate a little bit. So, I mean, Flame Shock, and they're also, I mean, these are our two biggest brand new nukes. Try to remember to keep binding as we go. So, I mean, our Lightning Bolt got us in trouble one time, because I forgot that it was an actual bolt spell, and while it's, you know, single biggest hit I have, if anything walks in the way of it, which is what happened one time, and we had a mage who was actually hunting with us earlier this afternoon. Well, not hunting with it, hunting in the same area. He saved our bacon because we launched a bolt. Something walked between us and the bolt, so instead of hitting my target, I hit that. So you got to be careful about that. You also have to be real careful with the Firestorm, as what just happened and what has happened, you know, one time previous, of course, is you launch off the Firestorm and something walks into it and gets nuked with it. So you do have to be very careful. I probably should be leaning more on Flame Shock, just because it is slightly more mana efficient and slightly safer. But I definitely wanted to try out, you know, recommendations, you know, from the chat and from the, you know, community, and kind of see what was going on. And again, I cannot dispute how efficient the spell is if it goes off without a hitch, right? At 62 mana, you know, if the waves hit, you're talking about like 84 points of damage, which is not bad at all, you know, for efficiency wise. But one of the things I actually was thinking about, and I remembering some like very classic, if you would, like wizard items. And I was remembering somewhere in Sol Row, and I'm trying to bring it up on my other, the Staff of something. Let's see, Staff of, no, not Staff of the Wheel was, there we go, the Staff of Temperate Flux. I remember being a really nice one. It was like an instant casting that reduced the resistances on stuff. So maybe we'll have to look at, you know, checking that guy out and seeing if that's something we can actually do on our own for just a quick, let's see. So what does what does the wiki say? Wiki says you have to be in your 30s. 25 if you bring friends. So yeah, that unfortunately will probably not work for us just yet. Again, it was just the first thing I thought of, because I remember it being just that instant casting, you know, reducing their resistances so you can hit stuff better. But yeah, it'll be a while before we're able to mess with that. And we did have, so we got clarity for a little while. We had a drive-by enchanter hit us up with some clarity, which was super nice. We tried to make the most out of that, and we're just getting out there and zapping stuff as much as we possibly could. We've also been making very good use of our shield skin. I mean, if nothing else, it does take off the edge of that initial hit when something slams into us. Sometimes we can still get the root and back out. Larger things break it pretty quick. And we did just now get the spell, so I'm sure we need to have it scaled up to a higher, what it buffers, I should say. But still, not too bad. It's been helping us out a little bit here. And we've made, you know, pretty good pace to the level. We are killing things much faster. I'm trying to skip on the greens and just stay with the blues. We moved up to crocodiles with our new nukes hitting as hard as they are. We still have a decent chunk of downtime, but we do wreck through like the smaller blues pretty easy. But I think we're gonna sneak back in here again. We're gonna see if we can. Because let's see, when I checked earlier, yeah, there's a whopping 2 people here. Let's see how many people are actually in Oasis and see if maybe we can get some group action. If not, we'll just kind of continue to solo for a little bit. Let's see. I mean, there's like 6 people, and some of them don't count because I don't think we're going to be grouping with anybody in the 40s. So they're probably out there messing around with specters or maybe hunting sand giants. But like I said, either way, I mean, we're making good progress in the level. The other thing that we're probably going to seriously consider doing is making our way over to Unrest, I think. Like I said, I've been hunting there with my Paladin solo. My Paladin's, you know, quite a bit bigger now. Well, I say quite a bit bigger. He's 25, I think, going on 26. But, you know, he's been able to solo there on times where I can just jump in and get some solo action. But here's the play-by-play. We launched the root. We launched the Firestorm. We get a resist, unfortunately. We still got 2 out of it, which is not horrible. And then I said we probably need to be relying more on our flame shock than we do on the bolt spell, just because the bolt, like I said, has gotten us in trouble with stuff walking between us and the bolt and aggroing. That wasn't our intended target, but there we go. And we did pretty good there. I mean, we still have some mana left over, not a lot. But I mean, that'll be the one, the one crux thing is what's our kind of key to efficiency. Maybe we need to back off and use kind of a lesser spell. We shall see. But let's get reset, see what we can find out, and can we? Yeah, probably not. Let's see what we get, because that guy reminds me. That's one thing we have been doing. Is anytime I see one of those crypt mummies go by and I'm ready for them, and I whack them. They have chased me off enough times. They have jumped me enough times. At this point, I just jump them back and take a certain amount of glee in doing so. So we shall see where we get to this time around, guys. We're going to med back up. We're going to get set. Hopefully get into a little bit more action. Probably not any grouping. Like I said, there's just not many people around, but we will see what we can get, and we will check back in at least one more time. So stick around for us, guys. All right, gang. Just want to put a quick kind of in cap on this one. As you see at the moment, like we've just been merrily bobbing along doing what we're doing. We do not have a target rich environment at the moment. Lots and lots of deep waters. Well, there's one little caiman, and he's blue, so we will shoot at that guy. But as you see, lots and lots of deep waters, and and a dry bones. Nope. Okay, he didn't do the whole hollering about a wizard thing, so I think we made it out of there just fine. But yeah, as you can see, we've done relatively well. We have, you know what? We're just gonna go old school and just straight up one shot at this guy rather than get us itself in trouble right down the stretch. But we have definitely been working for the last couple days on our firestorm blasting. It has been working out pretty good for us. Again, we discovered a few ways we get ourselves in trouble pretty quickly. We have to be very, very careful about other targets around where we're trying to shoot. Actually, we're going to go down to... I've been under the pillar safer than the bridge. And then we also have to be very careful with the firebolt, which, natural instinct wants to use the biggest, sexiest blast you have, but it tends to just get us in the most trouble right now. So we're probably going to back off and not do that as much either. But we made some really good progress. Like I said, we are almost through another level. So we cannot complain too much there. The testing was pretty successful. Like I said, we spread it out across a couple of days. But we're going to go ahead and end cap it there. Like I said, with a little bit more practice, I think we'll be even better at it. But it works pretty good as long as you're very careful with your surroundings. So we'll put it that way. But until next time, guys, if you like what we're doing, hey, please don't forget to like, comment, maybe subscribe down below. We do love to hear from everybody. Like I said, most of this whole video was just based off of comments from the chat and trying some things out. So if you guys got any ideas for us, send them at us and let us know. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay distant, stay in EverQuest, and we'll see you around. Night, guys.